following video describes a basic analysis of the first key of Basil Valentine. We will explore the use of alchemist symbolic images that describe the purification of precious metals using antimony, before comparing the images of the alchemist's laboratory to archaeological evidence at sites such as Oberstockstall and the hoard at Erfurt in Germany. Today we were all familiar with modern scientific symbols, having encountered the periodic table of elements at school. However, the origins of these signs first appear in the 13th century in a much more ambiguous form. The earliest alchemical manuscripts are illustrated with obscure images, a form of protection in the days before patent attorneys. There are, of course, simple signs used to notate various substances and processes, but the symbolism also represents the belief and ideas behind the earliest metalworkers, as science was not yet separate from religion. Basil Valentine. The text was allegedly written by Basil Valentine, a pseudonym for Valiant King. Basil Valentine was a Benedictine cleric monk born in 1394. However, his existence was not vindicated by the rolls of the order. Each one of the keys, or woodcuttings, is an allegorical representation of a step in the chemical process leading to the philosopher's stone. Today, such processes are defined as the study of fire assay. Fire assay is the quantitative determination of the presence of specific metals in a given substance using high-temperature chemical processes similar to those in metallic processes. In antiquity, such studies were often concerned with the separation of precious metals such as gold and silver. This was a three-step process, concentrating the metallic components, collecting the noble metals, and accumulation. The first key. The text describes the purification process, also known as accumulation, in which controlled conditions are used to separate noble metals like gold and silver from base metals such as lead, copper, zinc, arsenic, and antimony present in their ores. In this image, the king is likely the king of the metals, a depiction of gold. The gold is fed to a ravenous wolf who is the child of Saturn. As Saturn is often used to symbolize lead, we can assume that his child, the wolf, would then be something closely related. The wolf therefore represents antimony or stibnite. Antimony turns all metals other than gold into sulfide that float to the surface. A brilliant white alloy of antimony and gold sinks to the bottom of the crucible. The alloy can then be remelted 3 times, as symbolically shown by the queen holding 3 flowers. This leaves purified gold. The picture actually represents the chemical reaction. We are now going to look at the alchemist toolkit. We see on the left-hand side of the image there is a triangular crucible. Throughout the medieval period, archaeological evidence suggests that they became staple equipment in alchemist laboratories. Crucibles have been very useful for the understanding of trade networks. The highly specialized Hessian crucibles are distributed all across Europe. The resistant ceramic is made from kaolinite clay, manufactured in the Hesse region of Germany from the late Middle Ages. Over 300 examples have been found at the site of Oberstockstall in Austria. The site is a unique excavation of a Renaissance laboratory from the 16th century. The finds also include over 100 bone ash cupels, similar to the depiction on the right-hand side of the prima clavis. The items are highly diagnostic and unmistakable finds for the working of precious metals. They are made from siliceous materials such as bone or ash, as such substances react with lead oxide. In addition to equipment, metals themselves reveal alchemical processes. The value of metal artifacts make them unusual archaeological finds. However, in 1998, a hoard was discovered in Erfurt, Germany, near the birthplace of Basil Valentine. The spectacular finds included 3,000 silver coins, 14 ingots of silver, and more than 700 pieces of gold and silver Gothic jewellery. The treasure was most likely buried in 1349, and therefore reveals the type of metallurgy that Basil Valentine may have been involved in making. As the archaeological record grows, it is hoped that it will help reconcile the modern separation between chemistry and alchemy. Debate continues to persist in academic spheres about the distinction between metallurgic craftsmen and chemists, who are driven by the philosophical pursuit of understanding the natural world. Transmutation experiments such as fire assay permeate the boundary between these two concepts. Deciphering the works of Basil Valentine reveals a lot about the practice of alchemy in the medieval period. Through the accumulation of archaeological evidence and recognition of modern expectations, archaeologists can use cross-disciplinary approaches to help see the bigger picture.